Well, welcome back, Joanne.
Thank you, Jerry.
Nice to have you with us again.
Great to be back.
Joanne Bolles.
Bowls.
Bowles.
Yes.
Yes. Bowl them over.
Bowl them over, right?
Yeah. And you were with us last...
I believe it was in the middle of summer, so it was either like late July, early August.
So you had a summertime program?
Summertime program, you know, I don't think it was...
Summertime.
Right, I probably sang Summertime, Gershwin's Summertime.
I bet.
I think it might have been after the 4th of July, but typically in the summertime I'll do programs with a lot of patriotic songs.
Well, we welcome you to High Neighbor with your fine melody and voice once again.
Thank
and
you.
we're looking forward to seeing your show this evening
Yes.
on our channel here.
Wonderful.
Now, what has been happening to you lately for you?
Well, I do this full time. I sing 7 days a week. I make myself available to sing for seniors at all stages of their lives. So I'm booked solid.
You're in lots of facilities
Lots of
around
facilities
this,
and
around the Twin Cities, or do you?
The whole state of Minnesota. The whole
Wow.
state of Minnesota. So I'll go to small towns. I mean, I was up in International Falls a month ago. I just happen to have some friends who live up there.
Don't plan on it.
So,
in
not
December,
this time of year,
Not
no.
this December.
No, so it was nice because I was able to go up there and have a little vacation, but also stop off and sing at a few homes. So it was very nice.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what are we going to see this evening?
Well, I'm doing
Here.
right. Yeah, we're gonna. Well, you'll see my pumpkin jacket and my cranberry pants.
No.
I even put on a Thanksgiving color scheme for
Okay.
the. But yeah, lots of songs about blessings and gratitude, and of course food. I'm doing a multimedia program, so you're gonna hear some music, poetry, jokes, and some beautiful Thanksgiving hymns.
And nobody will moan.
Nobody.
Or groan.
No, because we're all into the food.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to this program this evening.
Thank you.
And is there anything else you'd like to add? We'll just make this a shorty.
Just wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Right
and
on.
Looking forward to seeing everybody again in the new year.
Okay. And let's remind people of your website. if
Yes,
you would
it's
like
just
to.
my name, so it's www.joannebolles.com, and that's JOANNE, B as in boy, OLLES.
Okay. Cool. And thank you once again for sharing.
Thank you,
with
Jerry.
us.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
But we are so blessed and happy to have Joanne Bolles with us today, so let's give her a welcome.
Thank you.
And she'll lead you on a journey in many different ways
Oh,
today,
yes.
I'm sure. Thanks so much, Joanne.
Thank you, and I get to brag that I'm a November baby. My birthday was November 15th, so when it comes time to name names, I'll be singing happy birthday to myself. Well, of course, we are going to do a mixed program, as always. For those of you who are not familiar with me, I come from South Minneapolis, and I have been playing the guitar since I was 10 years old, singing and swinging for 49 years. So now you know how old I am. Right? 59 is what I turned on November 15th, so I've been having a great time. Typically you'll hear me do jazz, pop, folk, Celtic, country, gospel, patriotic, waltzes, polkas, show tunes, a little bit of everything. But because Thanksgiving is tomorrow and we have fresh snow on the ground, we're going to be doing a winter and Thanksgiving themed program. And that fresh snow gets allegiance right now. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but that fire is so delightful. And since we no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. You see, it doesn't show signs of stopping, so I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, oh how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home Yeah, I threw that in there right as I was driving from Minneapolis today, and people were flying down the freeway, and right in front of me, very frightfully, landing in the ditch. Because we were on solid black ice. And it seemed like I was the only one who had any sense in my head. Everybody else was in the ditch, and it was pretty scary. So that song is so fitting. Let's go on into Thanksgiving, everybody. Come, ye thankful people, come and raise the song of harvest home. All is safely gathered in ere the winter storms begin. God, our Maker, doth provide for our wants to be supplied. Come to God's own temple, come, raise this song of harvest home. We ourselves are God's own field, fruit unto His praise to yield, wheat and tares together sown, unto joy or sorrow grown. First the blade and then the ear, then the full corn shall appear. Lord of harvest, grant that we wholesome grain and pure may be. For the Lord our God shall come, and shall take His harvest home. From His field shall purge away all that doth offend that day. So give His angels charge at last in the fire that tears to cast, the fruitful ears to store in His garner evermore. Oh, gorgeous Thanksgiving hymn. Now, if you were to research some of the top harvest songs or Thanksgiving songs, especially with choirs, you'll find a lot of recordings out there around this time of year with this traditional shaker tune called "'Tis the Gift to be Simple, 'Tis the Gift to be Free." Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. When we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. One more time. Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. When we find ourselves in the place just right, in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn, will be our delight, till by turning, we come round right. Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be fair, tis a gift to wake and breathe the morning air. Each day we walk on the path that we choose, tis a gift we pray we never shall lose. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn, will be our delight, till by turning, we come round right. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn, will be our delight, till by turning, we come round right. Oh, I love that song. To Grandma's house we go. Hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. We're on our way with horse and sleigh through fluffy drifts of snow. Oh, what a trip to take. She'll have chocolate cake. There'll be some pies of monstrous size and chestnuts we can bake. To Grandma's house we go. Hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. What lovely things Thanksgiving brings. The nicest things we know.
says over the town we go. Over the river and through the woods to have a full day to play. Oh, hear the bells ringing, ting-a-ling-a-ling, for it's the holidays. Over the river and through the woods, run past my dapple gray. Spring over the ground just like a hound, for here are the holidays. We go over the river and through the woods, straight through the barnyard gate. It seems that we go so dreadfully slow, you know, it's so hard to wait. Over the river and through the woods, now Grandma's camp I spy. Hurrah for fun, the pudding's done. Hurrah for the pumpkin pie. Hurrah for fun, the pudding's done. Hurrah for the pumpkin pie. Woo!
Love that song. You know, that was written all the way back in 1844. It started out as a poem written by Lydia Maria Child, and the name of the poem back then was A Boy's Thanksgiving Day. So yes, it was originally a Thanksgiving poem, and I'm not sure why all the boys got the attention, but Danny Kaye and the Andrews Sisters also had a great recording of that in 1949, and then of course it was changed into a song. So fantastic Thanksgiving song, and that leads into one of 3 John Denver songs we're going to have featured in our Thanksgiving program, because when I stop and think about great singers and songwriters, especially songs about home and traveling back home, and that's going to be our first section of our Thanksgiving program, songs that talk about going home, coming home, entertaining family and friends. But this first John Denver song, he recorded it, but he didn't write it. A friend of his named Jim Connor wrote this song about Grandma's feather bed.
When I was a little bitty girl, just up off of the floor, we used to go down to Grandma's house every month and or so. We had chicken pie, country ham, homemade butter on the bread. But the best darn thing about Grandma's house was a great big feather bed. It was 9 feet high, 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 11 geese, took a hole, pulled the clock for the tick. It would hold 8 kids, 4 hound dogs, and a piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. Now after supper we'd sit around the fire, the old folks would spit and chew. Pa would talk about the farm and the war, and Granny sing a ballad or two. Well, I'd sit and listen and watch the fire till the cobwebs filled my head. Next thing I know, I'd wake up in the morning in the middle of the old feather bed. It was 9 feet high, 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 11 geese, took a hole, pulled the clock for the tick. It would hold 8 kids, 4 hound dogs, and that piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. Well, I love my ma and I love my pa. I love Granny and Grandpa too. I've been fishing with my uncle, I wrestled with my cousin, and I even kissed my Uncle Lou. Woo! But if I ever had to make a choice, I guess it ought to be said that I would trade them all plus the boy down the road for Grandma's feather bed. It was 9 feet high, 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 11 geese, took a hole on the clock for the tick. It would hold 8 kids, 4 hound dogs, and that piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. Woo! Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, if you long for the sunshine and a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. I met a man who lived in Tennessee. He was looking for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. Pennsylvania for
This next song might not be as familiar as the rest that we've already shared, but I absolutely love sharing this song around Thanksgiving. It makes me think of my mother calling me home, and you know, we all have a different vision of what home means, and you've all had changes. This is your home now, right?
Right.
And you know, that's something that will probably change in my life, and not too long from now. I just turned 59, you know. But you know, home has many different meanings to us, and just like family of choice around the holidays, we can celebrate with anyone. And this song makes me think of my mother. Like I said, it's many different ways that a person is called to get home. And it was written in 1990 by a great composer named Brenda Russell. She used to write disco songs back in the 70s. And in 1990, she had a #1 hit with this song about calling your loved ones home. You can reach me by railway. You can reach me by trailway. You can reach me on an airplane. You can reach me with your mind. You can reach me by caravan, cross the desert like an Arab man. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. You can reach me by sailboat, climb a tree and swing rope to rope. Take a sled and slide down the slope into these arms of mine. You can jump on a speedy colt, cross the border in a blaze of hope. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. Now there are hills and mountains between us, always something to get over. If I had my way, surely you would be closer. I need you closer. You can windsurf into my life, take me up on a carpet ride. You can make it in a big balloon, but you better make it soon. You can reach me by caravan, cross the desert like an Arab man. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. Oh, I don't care how you get here if you can. Everyone, is this a good time? There's a storm across the valley. I know the clouds are rolling in. The afternoon, it's heavy on your shoulders. There's a truck out on the 4-lane, just a mile or more away. And the whining of his wheels just makes it colder. He's an hour away from riding on your prayers up in the skies. 10 days on the road, well, they are barely gone. There's a fire softly burning, supper's on the stove, and there's a light in your eyes that makes him warm. Everybody sing along. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes it's so far, feels like a long lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. And there's all the news to tell him just how you'd spent your time. And what's the latest thing the neighbors
you. Why, it's the little things that make a house a home. Like a fire softly burning, supper's on the stove, and the light in your eyes that makes me warm. One more time, everybody. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. I said, hey, it's good to be back home again. Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, right? Yeah, it's all about welcoming each other back home. All right, and how about one of the classic songs about home? This started out as a poem also back in the 1870s. A guy named Dr. M. Higley, he wrote a poem called My Western Home. And then Daniel Kelly, another composer, he liked that poem so well that he turned it into a song, and he changed the title to Home on the Range.
Oh,
Give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Where the air is so pure, the zephyr so free, the breeze is so balmy and light, that I would not exchange my home on the range for all of the cities so bright. Everybody, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, give me a land where the bright diamond sand flows leisurely down the stream, where the graceful white swan goes gliding along like a maid in a heavenly dream. One more time. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Bravo, everybody. I think there's a lot of people in here who grew up singing in choirs, because you guys sound great. Here is that final John Denver song that fits so well with the theme of home. And then we're going to end this first section of songs about home with Doris Day's classic Sentimental Journey, because that's what it's all about, folks, that journey home.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home down country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get that feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, everybody, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home down country roads.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic song. And like I said, this whole section, so many great songs about going home, and that's the main theme that runs through the vein of Thanksgiving, besides food, right? And we're saving the best for last. We're saving some food songs for the end. We've got some more poetry coming up, as well as some jokes, even some Thanksgiving Day jokes. Sentimental Journey, all about that journey back home. 1944, remembering Doris Day.
I'm gonna take a sentimental journey. I'm gonna set my heart at ease. I'm gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. I got my fare, I got my reservation, spent every dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, I long to hear that on board. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. So I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of the railroad track that takes me back. I never thought my heart would be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna take a sentimental journey home. You see, I got my fare, I got my reservation, spent every dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, I long to hear that on board. 7, yeah, that's the time we leave at 7. So I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of a railroad track that takes me back. So I'm gonna take a sentimental journey. I'm gonna set my heart at ease. I'm gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories.
Oh, yeah, classic. This poem is written by that very famous composer named Anonymous. Every poem that I'm sharing with you today was written by a guy named Anonymous. Count your blessings instead of your crosses, and count your gains instead of your losses. Count your joys instead of your woes, and count your friends instead of your foes. Count your smiles instead of your tears, and your courage instead of your fears. Count your full years instead of your lean, and your kind deeds instead of your mean. Count your health instead of your wealth, and count on God instead of yourself. Isn't that beautiful? And that leads right on into the 1850s classic, Count Your Blessings.
When When upon life's billows you are tempest tossed, when you are discouraged thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Everybody, count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. Now are you ever burdened with a load of care? Does the cross seem heavy you are called to bear? Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and you will be singing as the days go by. Everybody, count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. When you look at others with their lands and gold, think that Christ has promised you his wealth untold. Count your many blessings money cannot buy. The reward in heaven, know your home on high. Here we go. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Everybody, count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. So amid the conflict, whether great or small, do not be discouraged, God is over all. So count your many blessings, angels will attend, help and comfort, give you to your journeys. And everybody, count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. Woo! Yeah!
Well, of course, for Thanksgiving, we must take that time and share gratitude and thankfulness with each other and recognize all the blessings. I'm going to share a song with you, another one that I dare say you've never heard, but I think you're going to like this song. It was written by a dear friend of mine named Tom Soma. He used to run the Ronald McDonald Homes in Portland, Oregon, and he married one of my girlfriends from the Twin Cities, and they're actually coming to town for the holidays, so it's going to be great to see both Tom and Suzanne. But Tom is one of these great poets. He's written poems and songs his whole life, and he recently wrote a poem that he turned into a song, and he titled it Gratitude. And I just fell in love with this song, and I asked him permission to put it into my Thanksgiving program. So this is Tom Soma's song, Gratitude.
For the sunshine, for the rain, for the joy and all the pain, for the gifts I can't explain, I give thanks. I give thanks for stars above and earth below, for golden dreams and seeds to sow, for the falls that help me grow. I give thanks. Yes, I give thanks for courage in the dark of night and grace throughout each day, for friendships true and gentle light. I give thanks. Yes, I give thanks for the laughter, for the tears, for the breath that calms my fears, for the love that's always near. I give thanks. I give thanks for the love that's always near. I give thanks.
Isn't that beautiful? All right, I'm going to let him know how much you like that song. Well, do you know that Jingle Bells started out as a Thanksgiving Day poem? I'm serious, I'm not pulling your leg. I researched these songs, folks. 1857, a Thanksgiving program poem written by James Pierpont for the Salem, Massachusetts one-horse open sleigh rides. Yes, every year they would, in the 1800s, they would have these big sleigh races, and James Pierpont, a very renowned writer, attended one of these sleigh races, and he was so inspired by all of the energy, he wrote Jingle Bells. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. And soon Miss Beth was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank. Misfortune seemed his lot. He got us into a drifted bank, and then we got upsot. Whoa, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Well, now the ground is white. Go it while you're young. Take someone tonight and sing this sleighing song. Just get a bobtail bay, 240 for his speed, then hitch him to an open sleigh, and quick, you'll take the lead. Whoa, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, woo! Well, I got my own bells. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather, we'll sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling. Yoo-hoo! Yeah. Come on, it's lovely weather, we'll sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go, let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a winter in Maryland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy, comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like the birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop at the fireplace while we watch the chestnuts pop. Pop, 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 there's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy when they pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie. It'll nearly be like a picture print by Currier and Ives. These wonderful things are the things we remember all through our lives. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ting, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling. Yoo-hoo! Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Oh, I love all these Winter Wonderland songs. 1934, Robert Smith, Frank Bernard's classic, Winter Wonderland. Here we go. Sleigh bells ring, our
sight. We're happy tonight, walking in the winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the dewbird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in the winter wonderland. Now in the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. We'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in the winter wonderland. Yes, in the meadow we can build that snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose gets a chillin', frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in the winter wonderland. Yeah, we'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter I'm not doing any Christmas songs today because we have to celebrate all these winter songs and songs that fit so perfectly with this time of year. We got two melodies in the program from The Sound of Music today. One of them is the complete song, My Favorite Things. And a few more songs from now we're going to do the tune to Edelweiss, but it's an anonymous poet put a different set of lyrics and turned it into a Thanksgiving Day prayer. So before we sing that, let's visit our favorite things. Raindrops on roses, whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles with warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies, crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, when I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, when I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Oh, yes. So, why can't you take a turkey to church? Any guesses? Why can't you take a turkey to church? Because they use such foul language. I know it's bad. It gets worse. What's the best dance to do on Thanksgiving Day? The turkey trot. Okay, that was kind of easy. You get a drumstick for that one, okay? What happened when the turkey got into a fight? He got the stuffing knocked out of him. Now this is the trickiest one here. You have to really put your thinking cap on. If the Pilgrims were alive today, what would they be most famous for? If the Pilgrims were alive today, what do you think they'd be most famous for? Living so long, their age. That's it. Ding, ding, ding. You win the other drumstick, okay?
And what is the best thing to put into either pumpkin or apple pie?
Fork.
Well, that's a good answer. Love is a good answer.
Okay.
But how about your teeth?
One tooth at a time.
So a little bit of turkey humor, and that leads into probably one of the silliest folk song, American folk songs that comes out of our the early part of the 19th century. It was originally a tune that fiddle players would play, and it's the only song that I know of that has the word turkey right in the title. We got to sing about the turkey. It's called Turkey in the Straw.
As I was going on down the road with a tired team and a heavy load, I cracked my whip and the leader sprung. I says, day to the wagon tongue. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay. I roll 'em up and twist 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. We'll hit 'em up a tune called Turkey in the Straw. Now I went out to milk, but I didn't know how, so I milked the goat instead of the cow. A monkey sitting on a pile of straw, he was winking at his mother-in-law. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay. I roll 'em up and twist 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. We'll hit 'em up a tune called Turkey in the Straw. Now I came to the river, but I couldn't get across, so I paid $5 for a big bay boss. Well, he wouldn't go ahead and he wouldn't stand still, so he went up and down like an old sawmill. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay. Roll 'em up and twist 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. We'll hit 'em up a tune called Turkey in the Straw. Now, did you ever go fishing on a warm summer day when all of the fish were swimming in the bay? They had their hands in their pockets and their pockets in their pants. Did you ever see a fishy do the hoochie coochie dance? Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay. I roll 'em up and twist 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. We'll hit 'em up a tune called Turkey in the Straw. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay. Keep it up, roll 'em up and twist 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. We'll hit 'em up a tune called Turkey in the Straw.
Well, here is that other song from Rodgers and Hammerstein's The Sound of Music. This is the tune to Edelweiss, but a table prayer written for Thanksgiving.
Bless these folks, bless this food. Come, O Lord, and be with us. May our hearts glow with peace. Come with your love, surround us. Friendship and love, may it bloom and grow forever. Bless these folks, bless this food, bless all mankind forever.
And that's sweet.
Food, glorious food, hot sausage and mustard, while we're in the mood. Cold jelly and custard, peas pudding and saveloys. What's next is the question. Rich gentlemen have it, boys. Indigestion, food, glorious food. We're anxious to try it. 3 banquets a day, our favorite diet. Just picture a great big steak, fried, roasted, or stewed. Oh, food, wonderful food, glorious food. Food, glorious food. Don't care what it looks like. Burned, underdone, crude. Don't care what the cook's like. Just thinking of growing fat, our senses go reeling. One moment of knowing that, full up feeling. Food, glorious food. What wouldn't we give for that extra bit more? That's all that we live for. Why should we be fated to do nothing but brood on food? Wonderful food, magical food.
That is my favorite Thanksgiving song because it's Oliver Twist, my favorite food song ever. Well, we've got time just for this. 1597 is when this next song was written. It's from the Dutch origin, and probably everyone in this room grew up singing this on Thanksgiving Day.
We gather together to ask the Lord's blessing. He chastens and hastens His will to make known. The wicked oppressing now cease from distressing. Sing praises to His name, He forgets not His own. Beside us to guide us, our God with us joining, ordaining, maintaining His kingdom divine. So from the beginning, this fight we were winning. O Lord, at our side, all glory be Thine. Yes, we gather together in harvest and labor, and raising each other in friendship and love. Our sorrows and sadness make way for life's gladness. Creator of us all, endow us with Your love. We all do extol the Great Spirit Creator. Our voices together we lift in our song. The earth with its richness, a bounty it gives us. Your name be ever praised, eternity beyond.
I got one more poem to end with, and this is how it goes. 'Twas the night of Thanksgiving, but I just couldn't sleep. I tried counting backwards, I even tried counting sheep. The leftovers beckoned, the dark meat and white, but I fought the temptation with all of my might. Tossing and turning with anticipation, the thought of a snack became infatuation. So I raced to the kitchen, flung open the door, and I gazed at the fridge full of goodies galore. I gobbled up turkey and buttered potatoes, stuffing with gravy, green beans, and tomatoes. I felt myself swelling so plump and so round until all of a sudden I rose right off the ground. I crashed through the ceiling, floating into the sky with a mouthful of pudding and a handful of pie. But I managed to yell as I soared past the trees, "Happy eating to all, pass the cranberries please." May your stuffing be tasty, may your turkey be plump, may your potatoes and gravy have nary a lump, and may your yams be delicious, may your pies take the prize, and may your Thanksgiving dinner stay off of your thighs.